I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot.
What's also true and can be said is that Donald Trump is a racist. He says these things to black voters to their faces, the ones who are ignorant enough to be in that room.
Wow, listen to this clown on CNN. He has some nerve to sit up there and basically say, if you're going to drift off this way and you're not going to think and be in line with what we tell you, and you're going to become a free thinker or just do for yourself, you know what? You're ignorant. The people that are even there. Do you see blatantly just putting it out there and then just bashing Trump in the same breath? These people should be ashamed of themselves. But this is what they do. They want to shame people that don't think like them. If you're not going to fall in line and do what we tell you to do, you need to vote this way your entire life. If you go anywhere in this way, or hell, if you don't even vote at all, or just say, I'm going to go in this direction, or I'm going to go independent, or whatever the case may be, they're going to shun you just like this, and they're going to call you ignorant. So that's what he's saying. Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, all the people that are there, Ben Carson, all of these black individuals, highly successful, all these people know, they know what they're doing, but you're ignorant because you're not doing what we tell you to do. But then it gets even worse. Joe Biden had the audacity to put out this statement.
President Biden had said something recently. He said, Donald Trump has been showing black Americans his true colors for years, an incompetent anti-black tyrant who holds us to such low regard that he publicly dined with white nationalists a week after declaring his 2024 candidacy. Come November, no matter how many disingenuous voter engagement events he attends, black Americans will show Donald Trump we know exactly who he is.
So Joe has some nerve, a black tyrant dining with white nationalists. That's really interesting. Why don't they ever go into, once again, they think they're talking about Nick Fuentes, who hasn't been back to Mar-a-Lago since, but say you want to peg him on that. Okay, let's fine. Let's peg him on that. Why don't they talk about Joe? Who instituted the 94 crime bill that incarcerated heavily blacks, minorities, Latinos over any race? And then he wanted to come out and try to say years and years later that it was a mistake. I believe in 2020, he wants to come back because he wants to get your vote. And then another thing, didn't he give a eulogy of a former Klans member of the KKK? Didn't he do that? Oh, but they're going to try to fact check and say, people said that this guy was a grand wizard. Well, actually, he wasn't. So it's partly false. You see how they play? They want to put that in the headline to confuse people. If you just read down a little bit lower, it will tell you about Robert Byrd and his whole life and how all that came to be. But he gave a eulogy for him. Does that make Joe racist? We're not going to talk about that. Or how about in front of the entire world referring to LL Cool J as this?
Presenting the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs.
So first you're going to completely butcher his name and then refer to this grown man as boy. But we're not going to say nothing about that in the you ain't black at the Breakfast Club. All that. Joe can just constantly get a pass because what? He's on one side. It doesn't matter what he does. And they trot these people out there. It doesn't matter what he says. Or what? Didn't he have that whole little thing where he went with that family and they're eating chicken around the dinner table talking about student loan forgiveness and all that? It's a complete joke. But they're going to try to paint one person as this and say, don't worry about all this stuff that you saw with this person. This is right, this is wrong. This is why people are tuning out from the news, because it's completely biased. It's completely tilted to one side, and they try to alter reality on the daily.
What's actually happening, though, is that there is an online influence campaign.
Correct.
Some of it, I think, is coming from Russia, China, and Iran, that is whipping up that conversation way in unnaturally. There is some actual legitimate frustration and fatigue, but there's also, and we have to talk about it more, an online influence campaign designed to depress and distress black voters and to split black voters.
And there you go from the clown crying Van Jones. Remember him with Joe Biden in 2020? Man, I can look at my kids. They're proud to be American today. This guy is a complete joke, and look at what he's going to. Oh, it's not them thinking for themselves or people realizing that they've been played all this time or empty promises. Hey, we're going to do all this stuff for you. They don't do nothing. Then 4 years later, hey, can I get your vote? I'm going to do this. They're thinking for themselves, but no, it can't just be that. Now it's China and Iran and Russia. Here we go with Russia. That's what they want to play it up as. It's not these people actually breaking away and saying, you know what, I'm going to try this side for a change, or I'm going to look over this way. I'm tired of falling in line to what you say I should do. It has to be Russia and all these other influence, and Trump's lying to them, and all they're hypnotized and all that. It's just a joke. These people are finally seeing that they never deliver for you. They just give you empty promises year after year, and they come back out and ask for your vote again. And then if you decide to vote Republican, independent, whatever, if you decide to get out of that lane that they want to keep you in, what are they going to say? Oh, you're ignorant. You're a sellout. You don't know what you're talking about because you had the nerve to think for yourself. These people should be ashamed of themselves. This is on the news, the nightly news, every single day, and it's going to get worse. As more people pull out of this haze, out of this hypnosis, they're going to keep demeaning people for thinking for themselves. But you guys let me know. Maybe I'm completely wrong with this. Maybe if you decide to think for yourself, then you are a sellout. You're ignorant just for even sitting in the room with this person. That's where they're taking it to. They should be ashamed of themselves. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you guys know exactly where to find me, and I will catch you guys on the next one.